In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about terrible disguises, extreme t-shirt envy, and how this book is just chef's kiss perfection and absolutely perfect for us. In our discussion of The Bawk-ness Monster by Natalie Riess and Sara Goetter. Everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss The Bawk-ness Monster by Natalie Riess and Sara Goetter.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
I'm sorry right now for the amount of times I'm just going to be like barking like a chicken.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Fine,
and
it's a sorry not sorry situation.
Sure, and it's your birthday episode, so I feel like you can just do whatever you want. I would recommend that you just balk the whole episode, and if anybody needs to know what you are saying during the summary, they can go and check it out on the website and read it.
That'll be a great transcript. Should we transcribe that one?
Yes, we should.
That's not my initial thoughts, by the way. Let's get the background information. Let's do this properly. Background information. I insist.
Yes. Okay, I just love the dedication on this one. We dedicate this book to LGBTQ plus kids and the adults who stand up and fight for them. But then also in the back matter, Natalie and Sara describe how they make the comics. And it says, both of us write the book by passing everything back and forth until we're pretty happy with it. From the outline to the whole plot to the thumbnails. I think that's really cute, and it seems like something that you and I would do.
Yes, it reminds me of those games that you used to play as a kid where you had the piece of paper and you had to write one line of a story and fold it over and then write the next line, and then it was just absolute garbage, but it was still really fun.
Yes, I think that we should do that sometime.
Yes.
Maybe that will be my birthday episode, so we can start working on it now for your birthday. Mm-hmm. And then when we get to my birthday, that will be the episode, and we'll just read our story, and we won't read it until then. So, we'll start working on it now, and we'll completely forget everything, so then it'll be even worse when we read it out loud.
There's going to be some murder.
Yes.
There's going to be some slapstick comedy.
Yes.
There's going to be some almost kissing, but then we're like, nah, actually, we're not really that interested in some smoochie-boochies.
Yeah.
Like, Mothman's going to, fly in and take somebody off.
Yes, probably.
Nah. No love triangles, thank goodness.
No.
And there's going to be a lot of found family, I feel.
Yes, and lots of curse words.
Oh, every word. And then there's just going to be one line of just... I
think it sounds like a really good idea, and we should do it.
I feel like we need to get started right now.
Yeah. Let's get through this episode, and then we'll get to work.
Okay.
So what are your initial thoughts? Now that it's time for that properly.
Now it's time. I loved this comic with all my heart and soul. It's perfect for me. And it's perfect for Fictional Hangover. It's that cute, precious graphic novel with amazing characters.
Yeah.
Some of the panels are chef's kiss perfect.
Yes. Like, it just, how do we possibly find such perfect books to fit our themes, to fit, our style? How do we do it?
This one, I don't know. I feel like we manifested this one.
We did. I think we did. We were looking for it a long time ago, I feel like.
Well, we came with the themes last year,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want a cryptid month. I want my birthday. Our birthday month is our choice of theme, and I wanted Tales from the Cryptid.
Yes. As mine sounds like murder.
Yeah.
Is that my month?
That's
your
month. And I just desperately wanted a cryptid book. But the problem is, there isn't actually a lot of cryptid books that aren't spicy, wet horn fests. That is not appropriate for Fictional Hangover.
Yeah.
And then found this.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. And I love it so much. And I think there's going to be more, which pleases my soul so much.
Yes, definitely. And we'll just have to keep reading them.
So happy. It reminds me of what's that cartoon on Disney Channel? It's the uncle who has the mysterious house.
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You go with your initial thoughts.
That was my initial thought. How perfect was this?
Oh.
I know.
I'm gonna find it while let's do the summary, and I'll find it.
Okay. A few years ago, Penny fell into Lake Bawk-ness. She didn't know how to swim and was so scared, but she was saved by the Bawk-ness Monster, a half sea serpent, half chicken cryptid. It's difficult to believe, but her friend Luke, who she's telling this to, wants to know why Penny is bringing it up now. Well, Penny is moving away and wants to thank the Bawk-ness Monster for saving her and wants their help. Cue big puppy dog eyes, beaming emotional guilt, and years of friendship. Sure, okay, let's go.
A week later, Penny and Luke are at the local library researching the Bawk-ness Monster. They don't find anything until Kaylee, or Kay, a very intense Bawk-ness Monster believer and junior cryptozoologist, very seriously offers to help. With the three of them working together, they're sure to find Bessie. But first, they need to turn Kay's research into informational pamphlets. I love an informational pamphlet.
Meanwhile, Penny's mom is trying to get everything sorted and ready for the move to start her new job next month. Penny's mom asks what they should do this weekend, and Penny asks to go camping. Great idea! They can set up in the backyard. No, Penny's mom. At Lake Bawk-ness. Yikes! Penny's mom is clearly nervous about camping at Lake Bawk-ness. Oh, and Penny wants to bring her friends.
That weekend, Luke and Kay pile into the back of Penny's mom's car. It's a tight squeeze. They start to go over their plan, Operation Find Bessie, written in great bubble letters and with good sticker choices.
So good.
So good. And it is excellent bubble letters. So the plan is 1. Go to Lake Bawk-ness. 2. Ditch mom. 3. Go to the lake. 4. Use Kay's secret weapon. 5. Find and thank Bessie. And 6. Come back before mom notices. It's a good plan. However, Penny's mom has a ground rule. They are never leaving her sight. So what happened last time does not happen again. Ah, dang it!
Dang it! They worked so hard on that plan.
It's got some fantastic stickers.
Lake Bawk-ness is beautiful. As they unpack the car, Luke tries to see how rhetorical the ground rule is, and frankly, Mrs. Winters is freaking scary in her intensity and absolute conviction in it. They're gonna need a new plan, so it's a good thing that Penny brought extra stickers. New plan. Operation Ditch Mom. Number 1, distraction. Number 2, disguise. Number 3, bargain. And none of it works. Clearly, Mrs. Winters is too powerful.
After Luke puts their tent up without any instructions, they put up a lot of tents in Girl Scouts. They take stock of their Bessie supplies while enjoying a juice box. Kay has brought her secret weapon and Bessie zines. Luke has very practical ex-Girl Scout supplies, and Penny has friendship bracelets. These are the greatest.
Oh, yes. Penny's mom asks what they're withering about, but they don't answer, and instead, they just look shifty. She tells them that if they want to go hiking by the lake, it's fine because she'll come with them. But first, she needs to get her fanny pack. Once they're loaded... No. Don't call it a fanny pack. Bum bag.
Bum bag.
Once they are loaded with all the supplies they would ever need, plus Kay's self-published research on the local wildlife called Bessie 101, which is very enlightening, they set off.
It's not the most relaxing walk in the wilderness. As like Penny's mom, she's like completely overprotective of her charges. She saves Kay from watching a harmless snake for science, Luke from a fall from a 6-inch high rock, and Penny from standing perfectly stiff and still.
That's my favourite one. She's literally just standing there. Nothing
arrows,
is going
nothing,
on.
Not moving, paying attention, wearing sensible shoes. I've got to say. So good. So it turns into a nice hike/carry through the wilderness. Finally, they reach the lake and the perfect Bessie spot, which is where Kay's secret weapon comes into play. A Bessie costume.
Luke, as the butt, is unimpressed. Penny, the stomach, is enthralled, and Kay, the head, uses a kazoo to call Bessie. Oh, I wish I had a kazoo near me so I could make these sound effects. Instead, it's just honk and vonk and honk like it's written in the book, but we need proper kazoos. Okay, so this is not going great, and tension is high in the suit, but they must remember the friendship bracelets. Meanwhile, Mrs. Winters is on the shore, taking photos and videos of the kids' hijinks. Suddenly, they all stop when a loud whack comes from the actual Bessie. Penny wades out to Bessie, but her mom quickly comes charging into the lake, screaming for the kids to get away from that thing. Suddenly, a submarine surfaces and fires a net over Bessie. As the submarine drags Bessie into its hold, Penny, Luke, and Kay, in their Bessie suit, are also caught in the drag.
Okay. 3 years ago. It's dark and the full moon is out at Lake Bawk-ness. Penny is standing on a jetty where 3 other Girl Scouts, but these girls are bullying her. One, Lucy, pushes Penny and she goes into the water. Penny can't swim, but Lucy runs for help, not caring that she's going to get into trouble.
Okay, cut back to now. Penny, Luke, and Kay are still in the Bessie suit and can hear voices. They sound very pleased to have caught Bessie and a juvenile.
Oh, wow.
Penny emerges from the suit, demanding to know what they did to Bessie. Ah! Children! Net them! Once netted, the trio are put into a storage closet to deal with later.
At this point, I was convinced it was you.
While Luke tries to break out of the closet, Kay investigates and finds a t-shirt that tells them exactly where they are. The secret HQ of Alvida Scales, leader of the cryptid pet trade.
Alvida is
AKA
ruthless and cruel. And Bessie is in danger. So yeah, Luke is done. It's all too much and too scary and too real. Penny hugs Luke and apologises. She dragged them into this, and now her mom is missing too. They feel better for venting, and speaking of vents, Kay has spotted one! She's excellent at reading the room. Luke pulls a multi-tool from their bag and takes the vent cover off. Kay, 3-time winner of the smallest person in class, will climb through the open door. I've read that wrong.
Wait, can I tell you something before you read that sentence over again? Okay.
So I completely lost it, actually. I lost my place.
So, you know how you write the summary and then I'll go through and like fix weird things and add a million commas. This one, it said that she was 3-time winner of the smelliest person in class.
Oh my god! I did not type that. That is autocorrect. Google is an absolute autocorrect dick.
I loved it so much. 3-time winner of the smelliest person in class, which makes it perfect for her to clock
She needs justice for Kay. Justice for Claire and bloody Google autocorrect. I did not write smelliest.
I felt bad for Kay. But don't worry, it's fine, because she's just small. She's not smelly.
Yeah. Well, 3-time winner of the smallest person in class will climb through and open the door. As Kay is going through the vent, she overhears 2 henchmen talking about the fake suit and it being another Wolfman situation. Anywho, she opens the door and frees her friends, and now they've got to focus and find Bessie and Penny's mom. Penny saw her mom get caught up in the net, so she's sure she's with Bessie and they'll keep each other safe.
Mrs. Winters wakes up on something soft and floating. She's on Bessie's back. Walk? Okay, it's cool, it's fine. Bessie is real. Fine. Mrs. Winters, Ronnie, introduces herself to Bessie. Ronnie thanks Bessie for saving Penny's life 3 years ago and apologizes for not believing Penny's story. Together, they try to work out how to get out of the giant fish tank they're currently trapped in.
Penny, Luke and Kay have been making their way through the evil headquarters, which is situated under the lake and suffering from a few leaks. That's not ideal. No. One of the leaks is in the creature lobby, and that could be where Bessie and Penny's mom are. Kay is very excited that there might be other cryptids too. The trio continue to explore the headquarters, finding the kitchen, an office, and an employee of the mug board, but no creature lobby. Kay's investigation senses go wild at the asset room, with its big, heavy door and big, heavy lock. But luckily, Luke is there with a multi-tool to the rescue. This is good because someone is coming and they best duck into the asset room and hide.
The room is dark, but Luke finds the light switch. What they see, however, is horrible. There are rows and rows of cages. In one is a big tar. Guys, you really need to pick up this book and read it because Big Tar is a Bigfoot centaur.
It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
And he's so amazing.
I love it so much. I made my Bigfoot look at it and admire it, and he was like, whoa.
Luke doesn't want to let it out, despite Kay begging, because it's not automatically going to be their friend, which this is my favorite panel, or couple of panels in the entire book. Kay's t-shirt begs to differ. It says, Big Tar is real. And then she untucks it and it says, and my friend. It is so funny. The cages are filled with cryptids, and they don't look very well. They can't leave them here, but they have to get Bessie and Penny's mom.
Okay. It's time to be realistic. Luke pulls out a secret evil headquarter map. From where?
Just has it. Luke has everything, okay?
Because Luke is prepared.
Yes.
Operation Release the Cryptids. Steps include release the cryptids, sneak through the main lobby to the Bawk-ness Monster containment room, find Bessie, assume Penny's mom is with her, grab a submarine. Easy peasy.
Grab a submarine.
What could go wrong? They carry out step 1, releasing Big Tor, Yeti Corn, Puddle Creature, Long Frog, Rhode Island Devil, The Stuff, Wolfman, which is just a puppy, and a reverse mermaid, how it should be. Fictional Hangover reverse mermaid, as it should be. And it turns out Big Tor also likes juice boxes. They also find one last cryptid. A real baby Bessie. Right, time for phase 2.
The friends and the cryptids sneak out of the asset room. There's only one guard at Bessie's containment room, and Big Tor starts cracking their knuckles. But Penny doesn't want anyone to get hurt. Luke pulls a terrible old man costume from their bag for them and another one for all the cryptids. It's time for them to do the very professional water inspection. Wink.
Suddenly, with huffing and puffing, Alvida Scales appears. But she thinks, hang on a second, you look different from the last inspector. But the colleague looks familiar. But where from? Big Tor is looking red-faced and angry under the fake glasses, fake big nose and fake moustache. You know, the kind that you get from a goofy costume shop. Anywho, Alvida Scales dismisses him as having one of those faces. And they start the inspection. Alvida Scales takes them on a tour but doesn't answer any questions and gets nervous about a door to a normal, boring storage closet. Honest, it's normal, it's boring, it's a storage closet. Unfortunately, their cover is blown when Alvida Scales pulls on their long trench coat, revealing children asking questions, and orders the guards to get them.
Alvida Scales turns on the second inspector and is shocked to see it's Big Tor and like all the rest of the cryptids in one trench coat. Big Tor hands Penny baby Bessie, gives her a knowing nod, which sends Penny and Luke running to find Bessie and Penny's mom. I can't not say Bessie.
I'm trying to look sensible, so you can't blame me for not saying it.
Bessie and Penny's mom, while Kay stays behind to help the cryptids. As they're running down a hall, a guard nabs Luke in a net. Baby Bessie headbutts the guard, but there's a second guard holding the net down, so Luke tells Penny to go on. They're prepared for anything.
Penny and baby Bessie reach a big, heavy door with a big, heavy hatch wheel, which they manage to open. Inside the room are rows of water tanks, and Penny and baby Bessie spot their mums at the same time their mums spot them. Yay! As Ronnie is trying to ask her daughter questions and find out what the heck is going on, and what do you mean there's a big tar, Penny is running around preparing to help her mum and Bessie escape through a channel that leads straight to the submarines.
The channel is opened and Penny and baby Bessie are reunited with their moms in the submarine room. Suddenly, there are bangs on the wall and the cryptids tear through the bulkhead with Luke and Kay, who have submarine keys. This is honestly getting to be a bit much for Ronnie, and she calls a timeout. She's been locked up with a giant birdfish for hours, and she needs to know what is going on. Fine, they'll explain everything while stealing the submarine. But no, Ronnie wants to find an adult to talk to. Suddenly, Alvida Scales appears.
No, she said an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alvida Scales is not looking composed. Ronnie tries to talk to her while Luke and Kay get the cryptids into the submarine. When they're ready to go, they're stuck because they need Penny's mom to drive. Wait. That's not true. Big Tar has a driver's license. The panels of Big Tar trying to are some of the best. There's too many legs, and the butt, and the seat, and it's just oh my god, I love this book. Okay, it's time to get Penny and her mum because they gotta go.
Alvida Scales orders her underpaid goons to catch those horrible submarine-stealing kids and her merchandise. Penny shouts for them to just go, so Big Tar presses the sub-go fast button, and the submarine takes off, with Bessie swimming by its side, dodging the underpaid goons and their nets. They get away, and Alvida Scales turns her anger on Penny and her mom. Alvida Scales tells them she can't let them leave now, and she pulls out a Net Launcher 3000.
Not the 3000 model!
Serious.
Meanwhile, in the submarine, Luke is arguing that they should go back for Penny and her mom, and that Kay cares more about the cryptids. It's not that. It's not that at all. Penny trusts them to save Bessie and the other cryptids, and Kay trusts that Penny and her mom will be okay. Suddenly, the radar goes off. Something is following them. Before Big Tar can use evasive manoeuvres, a harpoon is fired into the hull. Big Tar presses the sub-go up button instead.
On the surface, a big red and white boat has them hooked. It's Alvida Scales, and she wants to do business with the children. Luke and Kay will never do business with the likes of her. However, Penny and her mom being caught in a net is a compelling incentive. Alvida Scales starts to get a bit intense at this point. She will have the Bawk-ness Monster. Luke and Kay ask for a moment, and back in the submarine, they come up with a new plan.
In the net, Penny tells her mom this is all her fault. If she trusted Penny and not stayed to talk to Alvida Scales, they would all be gone and safe.
I agree.
Ronnie admits to have been scared this whole time of Lake Bawk-ness because of what happened 3 years ago. She says she didn't really want to steal someone's submarine, even if they are bad. Now they're together though, and they can work as a team. Meanwhile, Alvida Scales has spotted Bessie, and her underpaid goons are pulling her up in the net.
It's clearly the Bessie costume from earlier. Penny and her mom can see that, and they're laughing about it behind Alvida Scales' back. But Alvida Scales isn't very clever. She only shouts that they are missing the little one. It's time for Operation Stop Alvida. Step 1. Disguised as Bessie, fool Alvida. Children, cryptids, again? She's so easy to fool, it's kind of sad.
She's not the brightest.
She's not. Step 2, fight off Alvida and her lackeys. The cryptids attack, while step 3, free Penny and her mom, is carried out by Yeti Corn. Step 4, get rid of Alvida. Simple enough. On behalf of the entire cryptozoology community, Kay chucks her into the water.
Yeah. That was amazing. Even Ronnie says the kids did well. The boat starts to rumble, which can't be a good thing. Yeah, it's not. The bird head decoration on the top gleams, and suddenly the neck extends before pecking into the water and plucking Alvida's scales in its beak. What?
What is going on?
What? It's time for Alvida Scales to get serious, and unfortunately Luke did not prepare to fight a robot monster boat. Penny spots a very angry Bessie heading for them and is ready to face off.
Bessie and the robot monster boat start headbutting each other, which is not safe for Penny and the gang. Ronnie orders the kids to get the cryptids to safety because she has an adult she needs to talk to. Ronnie heads off when Penny, Luke, and Kay hear baby Bessie chirping from the water. As they're looking down, Bessie slams into the boat, sending the trio overboard. Baby Bessie saves them because they have something important to show them.
Meanwhile, Ronnie has made it to the bridge. Thankfully, there is a convenient platform with a button marked "Platform" goes up next to it. At the top, Alvida Scales is manically controlling the bird's head attack. Ronnie just wants to talk and says she can forgive a lot of crazy things that have happened on the trip, but she can't forgive putting her kid in danger. Alvida Scales is dismissive. She doesn't care about the children, about anyone's safety. She only cares about getting her property back, and she reaches for a net gun. Conveniently, Bessie hits the boat and it sends the net gun flying straight into Ronnie's lap. Now the tables have turned and Alvida Scales is willing to talk. Yeah, no, bet.
On the submarine, Penny, her friends, and the cryptids are ready with a new plan. Now, back on the boat, the giant waterfall baby Bessie pointed out is getting closer and closer. Abandoned ship! Luckily, Bessie is there to catch Penny and her mom, while Luke and Kay are with the other cryptids. Everyone meets up on shore, except Big Tar isn't there. Big Tar was driving the submarine.
Oh no!
The submarine that's just gone over the giant waterfall.
No!
Don't worry. It's okay. Because Big Tar turns up in full scuba gear, flashing their scuba diving certification card. Okay then. Perfect.
In the words of Penny's mom. Okay. Finally, Penny is able to say thank you to Bessie. Luke shows Bessie a map of Lake Bawk-ness and its many streams, pointing out that Bessie and baby Bessie should go off anywhere as the lake is no longer safe. Meanwhile, Kay's camera isn't waterproof, so she can't get a picture of Big Tar. Regardless, though, she's happy that they became friends. When she asks Big Tar if they will meet again, it responds, "No," and walks into the woods, not looking back. It's one of my favourite panels. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, Kay cannot wait to update the Cryptid Wiki about this. Not bothered.
It's getting late, and it's time to say goodbye to their cryptid friends. Also, no one still wants to camp. It's time to head home, but they'll stop at Smo's Place Diner on the way. It's starting to hit Penny that she's moving. She'd like to come back to Lake Bawk-ness with Luke and Kay, and Luke reassures Penny that they'll keep in touch. The trio turn into a big pile of tears and hugs when Penny says she's worried they'll forget her. How could they after the adventure they've just had? With everything they've been through, you don't just stop being friends. Like, that's what the friendship bracelets are for.
In the car, Luke and Kay fall asleep, so Ronnie asks Penny how she feels about the move. Penny was able to thank Bessie, which was her goal for the weekend. But she is going to miss everyone. She thinks their new home role will be good for them.
A little while later, Penny is playing with her cat. Which, excuse me, is it a cat? Because it's a cat and it's a fish. I love it.
It's grumpy. It's grumpy.
Okay, so then she gets some mail. Inside is Creature Monthly with Bessie, the inside scoop, stickers, buttons, and a letter each from Luke and Kay. Penny sends her own letter back, complete with stickers, a picture of her and their grumpy cat, Kitty. She can't wait to see them in the summer.
We can't wait for them to meet up too.
I know. I need more.
Yes.
I need more. I want.
I need this t-shirt.
Yes.
I need to have this t-shirt in my life.
We don't need to talk about that yet. Let's save it. Because first we have to have a promo for another show.
Might I actually suggest
that we sing Happy Birthday?
No. That listeners go back. Because it's completely different. But we've laughed ourselves silly through this summary, and it reminds me of a previous episode, which is one of the, if not first, graphic novels we covered, which was Bloodlust and Bonnets, and it was the reason we actually started to put our recording videos on YouTube, because it was just so funny, and it was so fun, and we wanted to share it with the world. So can I actually recommend that listeners go back and listen to the Bloodlust and Bonnets, and also read the book, because it's bloody brilliant.
Yes, you can suggest that. You definitely can. It was such a good book.
It really is. I've read it 1,000,000 times, and it's so funny.
I probably still am going to play a promo, though, so.
Well, you know.
Have you ever wondered what Tina Fey has in common with Jonathan Swift?
Or how Star Wars is connected to feudal Japan?
Or just how pervasive Shakespeare's influence still is? I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Erin.
And our show Pop DNA explores the literary and historical roots of your favorite pop culture works.
Like the Greek mythology and early 20th century feminism echoed in the film Wonder Woman.
Or the classic dystopian fiction and real-life political revolutions that informed the Hunger Games.
Every month, we bring you a deep dive discussion of a selected pop culture work,
featuring jokes no one will think are funny, and literary references no one asked for.
Find us at thepopdna.blog.
Or anywhere you get your podcasts.
By the way, Shakespeare is bigger than Disney.
I know that we've talked about it several times. So we've mentioned our favorite panels, but seriously, the panel with Kay's shirt is so good because her face is so angry and she's like showing off her shirt, but also behind her the panel says shirt with multiple exclamation marks, and then she untucks her shirt and it also says untuck shirt. And her face is just
and her face is like
it's so good.
Read the t-shirt.
I want this t-shirt. How do we get it? We need it.
I don't know. I need it in my life. I need a Big Tar is Real and My Friend t-shirt. I need one in my life. There's a hole in my soul because it is not complete with this t-shirt.
So good. It's such a good t-shirt. That's my favorite. That is my favorite bit of the entire thing, is her untucking her shirt so angrily.
I can't express how many panels are my favourites. Like, that one, yes. The one where I've got pictures. I'm just going to go and get my pictures because I needed to... All of the cryptids in a lineup.
Yes.
And the stuff.
I loved it.
Question mark.
I loved that they're like, okay, well, we've got to release all the cryptids. And then a few pages later, they're like, okay, well, let's just do a check and make sure we're all here. And it was just the opportunity that the authors needed so they could draw all of these ridiculous cryptids and just have them all there.
Them all.
They're so good. I love the stuff.
I love all of them. The stuff. I mean, you've got to say with the question mark. Big Tar. Everything with Big Tar in it was chef's kiss perfection. The scuba suit. Where did Big Tar get the scuba suit that fits its centaur body?
No clue.
But then underneath that entire page, with Penny's mom just looking at it, hands together, looking at it, and then looking down, and then going, okay. That resonated with me. The amount of times that some absolute crazy shit is going on, you go, okay, I'm just going to go with it.
Okay.
You'll have your breakdown, you'll think about it, and, process it later. But right now,
not the time.
Okay. It's not the time. It is not the time. And the panels where Kay is like, I'm so glad that we could be friends, to Big Tar. She's like, oh, will we ever meet again? And he's starting to walk away at the woods. He just turns back. Deadpan face. No. And just then keeps walking. And I am gone. I laughed my way through this entire comic. It's perfection. When you read something, you're like, I need to have the physical copy in my life as a trophy.
Yes.
So I can just pick it up at any point. I mean, yes, okay, I loaned it from the library. And thank you, library, for having it for us to be able to loan. But I need a copy of this in my life.
Same.
It's perfection.
And I also need to buy physical copies for the library. Because I need it. We need it.
Yes. I also feel like you need to have some cryptid books just so you can have a K that hangs around in your library doing research and doing zines.
Yes, that would be amazing.
We need the t-shirt. We need the cosplay K, don't we?
We really, really do.
Lab coat.
Yes. And she's wearing like sweatpants too. She's just precious.
On a visceral level, I feel my soul and Kay's are connected.
Yes, I think so. Just jumping ahead for just a second, Kay is definitely the best character.
Oh, 100%. But then also Luke being like 100,000% prepared for everything apart from, a big giant boat monster that's a chicken.
Yeah.
And also Big Tar. I mean, come on. You need somebody who can drive a submarine.
Yes.
You need somebody with a scuba suit. You can't have Big Tar.
It's perfect. So I know that the t-shirt panels were my favorite, but I also really loved them wearing disguises. And okay, so we were just talking about Luke always being prepared for everything, but how did Luke have 2 costumes that are perfect fits for 3 of them stacked up to be in one, and then all of the cryptids to be in the other one?
The only thing I can do is just go, Chef Kids, perfection. It's
so good.
Because it is. It's just...
The disguise was so bad. Those big glasses with swirly spirals.
And the huge nose.
The huge nose.
And it's
the
obviously
giant
plastic.
mustache. And they have fedoras and trench coats. It's so good. It's so good. And they look exactly the same.
And they've got and everybody's piled on top of Big Tar's back.
It doesn't make any sense.
You look familiar, and Big Tar's face is just getting red and red. Oh my god, and when Big Tar's cracking his knuckles ready to take out the guard. Oh, it just...
It's so good. Oh, do you know what I didn't like though?
What?
And I guess it's probably my surprise too, that Penny's mom, like, she really messed up.
Oh, she did.
I hate that she was like, well, I'm not going to believe you, daughter, and your two scroungily little friends. I need to speak to a grown-up. And she's like, but no, the grown-up's the bad guy. Nope. Need to speak to an adult. And that really ruined a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, you've just been kidnapped. Clearly, you've been kidnapped. You're being held in a tank with a cryptid. Kind of got to think, maybe the adults in this situation are not the good guys. Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. If we're going to jump ahead, my surprise as well, we'll come back to everything else because we've got to. But my surprise is that I did not pick up that Luke was the bully from the jetty that pushed Penny into the water until I read the short story prequel at the end afterwards.
Yes.
I mean, I thought maybe Luke was there, but I didn't realise that they were the aggressor in that situation.
See, I noticed it. And, you know, it was because they mentioned Luke being ex-Girl Scout and, like, always being prepared and having all of the ex-Girl Scout stuff. And then you go back in time and you, like, it's the same. Luke's got the same little face, but, you know, has a cuter haircut and is not wearing pigtails anymore. But it's so cute that Luke's like, can you just call me Luke now? Like, I like that better.
Yes.
And they're just like, yeah, okay, it's perfect.
It was a very cute, very much needed little post credits scene.
Yes, it was so precious.
It gave you that little bit bite, a little bit more than you just needed that little bit.
One of my favorite things having to do with that, but like in the real world, one of our library patrons has a daughter, and she's 5, and she's a part of Scouts, but it's not called Girl Scouts anymore. It's just called Scouts because everyone is welcome, and it makes me really happy. I was just thinking of Luke the whole time. It was so good.
That is so much better.
Yeah.
I think a lot more of those type of organisations are being inclusive.
Yes. And if they're not, they're wrong.
Yes. Hard agree, 100%.
What else? What else do we need to discuss? Oh, why is Penny so big? I feel like she is comically large in some of the panels. She's like 8.5 feet tall in some of the panels.
She won tallest girl for 3 years.
While Kate is smelliest.
Smelliest. Yeah, sometimes she did seem overly comically large, which actually makes me wonder, is Penny's dad a cryptid?
Oh, he might be. That would be amazing.
Because Penny's mom works in, like, wilderness.
Yes.
A wilderness thing, so...
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
She didn't realise that it was a cryptid. What I quite liked about it is this is told from the kid's perspective.
Yes.
Because, you know, when it's the trio, it's Penny's mom or Mrs. Penny's mom.
Yes.
And then, you know, if it's more formal, it's Mrs. Winters, or if she's more relaxed, it's Ronnie, depending on the situations that it's in. But it's all very much from their perspective. So maybe that is another one of those things where they know Penny is the tall girl. So because it's from their perspective, when you're a kid, if you're tall, you are mega tall. Like,
yes, that's true.
I had a friend at school, primary school, and Karen was so tall. Her entire family was so tall, and they are. I don't know. I'm not friends with her anymore, but I have seen her family on occasion in the town if I've dragged my butt down there. And they are still tall, but I remember getting cricks on my neck from looking up at our parents because it was so tall. And but whereas I thought there were 10-foot tall giants, they were probably only about 6 foot realistically speaking. But childhood memory / childhood exaggeration. So maybe Penny isn't as big as everybody is thinking, but because we're seeing it from their point of view, we see Penny as being larger than she actually is. Stockier. Yeah, I don't know. Alvida Scales, oh my god, she's such a hilarious villain. I would like to call her like a Scooby-Doo style villain in a tomfoolery.
Yeah.
If she was the one wearing a disguise that got taken off. But she's just so freaking like dumb.
I love how much she clearly hates children.
Honestly, when she came on and she was like, children asking questions, I instantly was like, oh my god, I can see Amanda doing this cosplay right now. And it will be majestic.
Oh, so good.
I mean, not that you would put children into danger.
No, I
but
wouldn't.
I can imagine you going, ugh.
Get
so
the net.
And full of germs.
Ugh.
Get the net. I feel like you need to have a Net Launcher 3000.
I think I need one.
At the library on your desk.
Yes,
and then
I do.
when they start acting up, you just, tap it.
Yes. Slight threatening.
Love this so much. I apart from telling everybody, please go and read this. I don't know.
No, I don't think there's any
equivalent though. That was why my one bugbear.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. But what will it be mixed with? Because they all seem to be weird hybrids.
Well, it
except
won't be
for
a moth.
the stuff.
It won't be a moth.
Do you know, I really liked Long Frog. Because he was just a long frog.
Just a long frog. Wolfman was just a
little
puppy.
dog.
Yeti corn with the big... Oh my god. Honestly, this was... The comedy in this is...
so good.
Spot on. Like, it is a story that so much happens on the page visually. It's difficult in some respects to put a summary, because if you described exactly what was happening all the time, it's really difficult. Like going back to the t-shirt, you can only say Kay reveals her t-shirt saying Big Tor is real, untucks it and it says Big Tor is real and my friend. It doesn't do the panels justice.
No, it doesn't, because if you look really closely, you know how when you get a really upset face and a super frown, you get the little dimples on your chin?
Yes.
Those are drawn in too. It's so good.
Yeah, just the creases and the... Yes, oh my god. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else to say apart from this. I'm so happy we found this.
Me too. I don't think there's anything else that we even need to say. I think we could just move right on to Would You Rather.
Excellent. Well, we are recording this ahead of time because lives and obligations and
birthdays and
birthdays and
vacations,
other things. Mm-hmm. So we do not have any comments at the moment, but we will be posting. The Would You Rather has been posted, and we will come back to them and watch out for separate videos for those.
Yes.
So it's just going to be me and you, Amanda. We can't copy anybody's answers on the first one.
That's okay.
It's fine. So the first question, which we will be posting on social media, is: would you rather have a movie marathon or a pizza party, or go camping and hunt for cryptids?
Can I combine movie marathon and pizza party?
I mean, it feels like it should be.
Because that's what I want to do. As much as I really want to go camping and hunt for cryptids, like, I don't want to do that by myself. So if you are with me, then yes, let's you and I together go camping and hunt for cryptids. But it needs to be like not in the middle of summer because it will be way too hot. And camping is just kind of a pain in the ass. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to settle for a movie marathon and pizza party.
Can I suggest? Picture it. It's dark.
Okay.
The moon is out. We're in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a branch and I'm knocking it against the tree, going ah ah, trying to hunt for Bigfoot.
Okay, and I will have a kazoo.
You're standing there, going, "What the hell? That's not how you do Bigfoot." And then you have your kazoo and you do kazoo noises.
Yes.
Okay. We take some pictures. We have evidence of Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to stay out all night. I've met Bigfoot or Big Tar. I'm going to go home.
To a movie marathon.
By 11 o'clock, the pizzas have been ordered, the movie marathon has started, and we have a post-successful cryptid hunt movie marathon pizza party.
Okay, yes. Done. And because we don't have any other comments or anything, no guests with us today, no one can yell at us for choosing C.
It's not option C. It's technically option D. Because movie marathon or pizza pie was separate.
You're right.
And you know what?
We're the lords and masters of our own universe?
We are the lords and masters of our own universe, and it's our podcast, so we can do what we want.
Yeah.
Next question.
Perfect. Would you rather be the butt, the stomach, or the head of the Bessie costume?
I mean, it's going to get hot and sticky in there anyways. And it's not as if you're bent over and having to stick your head up somebody's butt. I'm going to be the butt because I'm going to do like a fancy wiggle.
Okay. I like that. I want to be the head so I can play the kazoo.
Perfect. We'll just need to find somebody to be the stomach. We'll rope the super fans in to be the stomach.
Yes. Okay.
Would you rather wear the Bessie costume or the trench coat disguise?
The trench coat disguise. Trench coat disguise. Trench coat disguise.
There's 2 trench coat disguises, so I'm in there with you. And preferably, I'm going to be the one under the cryptids, and I get a ride back.
I love it. Yes. Okay. Would you rather go over a waterfall in a submarine, a boat with a robot chicken head, or in a scuba suit?
Oh, I do not know how to scuba, and it's terrifying. I'm going to say to a submarine. I feel like a submarine might be tougher than a boat.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I feel like it would be more substantial.
Yes.
And you're on the inside of the submarine. If you were on a boat, chances are you could be like out on the deck going over the waterfall, and that's not good. So yeah, inside the submarine would probably be the safest.
You can close the bulkhead doors as well to trap certain sections off.
Yeah.
To minimise disaster.
Yes.
Okay. This one's going to be really hard, potentially. Would you rather meet the Bawk-ness Monster, Big Tar, Yeticorn, Puddle Creature, Long Frog, Rhode Island Devil, The Stuff, Wolfman, or Reverse Mermaid?
I think just for Fictional Hangover, like, posterity, I have to choose the Reverse Mermaid. It's important that we choose the Reverse Mermaid. Even though this is a mermaid and not, a merlion.
Yes.
So it's not a lion butt, it's legs. But the way it's drawn, it's like just half of a fish with legs. And, like, it doesn't make any sense, and the legs kind of look, like, scaly and weird, and I love them. And the fish, like, he kind of looks sad. I like the reverse mermaid.
You make a very compelling argument, especially for Fictional Hangover posterity. But it's Big Tar. Technically, I'm meeting them all because I'm underneath their trench coat disguise with them.
Yes, so that is true. That's true.
My heart has always belonged to Big Tar.
It has.
So I'm going to have to go Big Tar. But that's fine, because you've met the reverse mermaid, and your camera is waterproof.
Yes.
And it is, like, shockproof. It's really, really good. It's really it's like a GoPro almost.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
And we'll be able to write our articles up for Cryptid Zoology 101.
Yes, we will. Yes, definitely. Okay.
Oh! Gravity Falls is the cartoon on Disney Channel. I was trying to...
Oh, I see. Okay.
That is very similar because it deals with a lot of, like, the paranormal, supernatural kind of mystical cryptids and creatures. Yes. And things like that. It's Gravity Falls, which is an excellent cartoon. So, yeah, go and watch it.
Okay. Favorite final thought quote?
I have a million. I'm sorry. I have restricted this down as well, like, a lot. But you're just going to have to deal with the fact I'm going to be doing.
I've got quite a few as well.
And do you know, it would be quicker for people just to go and read the comic.
It really would, and it would be so great because then you get to see all the panels too.
It's so fun. Okay. How could I call myself a junior cryptozoologist and pass up an opportunity like this? Scientific advancement merits some risk, Dad. I'm great at reading. Is there an adult I can talk to? Which me and Colin shout at each other quite a lot, and then you point out that you're the adult, and you're like, oh, damn it.
Ah.
Wow. Did you see that? Big Tar likes juice boxes just like me! Okay, I'm going to stop there because otherwise it is going to get, like, copyright infringement.
Yeah. Okay. So I have one that's, like, actually kind of serious, which is shocking. Oh, wow. How much we've laughed in this entire episode.
Oh, wow.
If we can help, we should.
Yes.
And it's like bold and it's important.
Yes.
Okay. Children asking questions? Net 'em. I don't know what emotion I'm feeling right now.
Amanda, it's supposed to be from the book.
I know.
Is this book us?
It is. It is us. It is. My last quote. I love visiting our local public library as much as the next kid. Yay. It's us.
It is.
This book is so good.
I love it so much.
It was such a good find. Perfect timing of release because it's brand new too. It like just came out I don't know, a few weeks ago. It's brand new. It's perfect.
Honestly, it's like Bloodlust and Bonnets. It's like WizKit. It's just one of these comics that's just resonating with us. Where
yes.
It just makes me smile, and I want to read it again and smile again. It's got so much heart to it as well.
Yes.
It's friendship and loyalty and helping others who can't help themselves, and it's just...
It's so good. It's so good.
It is. 5-star book. At this stage, it's a graphic novel of the year for me.
I can see that. Well, for you. For me.
Well,
I found mine as well.
Yes, and it is perfection. It's bloody brilliant, I think's the words I used.
Okay. If you liked this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
I went back to our age-old helpful friend, Hoopla.
Yes.
and found Beetle and the Hollow Bones. How wonderful is that title?
Sounds so good. Hollow Bones.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read. I have loaned it out, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But it's by Eliza Leigh. And this is the summary taken from the library. An enchanting, riotous and playfully illustrated debut graphic novel following a young goblin trying to save her best friend from the haunted mole. Perfect for fans of Steven Universe and Adventure Time. In the eerie town of Aloes, some people get to be magical sorceresses, while other people have their spirits trapped in the mole for all ghastly eternity. And there's 12-year-old Goblin Witch, Beetle, who's caught in between. She'd rather skip being homeschooled completely and spend time with her best friend, Blob Ghost. But the mole is getting boring and BG is cursed to haunt it, tethered there by some unseen force. And now Beetle's old best friend Cat is back in town for a sorcery apprenticeship with her aunt Hollowborn. Cat is everything Beetle wants to be. Beautiful, cool, great at magic, and kind of famous online. Beetle's quickly being left in the dust, but Cat's mentor has set her own vile scheme in motion. If Blob Ghost doesn't escape the mole soon, their afterlife might be coming to a very sticky end. Now, Beetle has less than a week to rescue her best ghost, encourage Cat to stand up for herself and confront the magic she's been avoiding for far too long, and hopefully ride a broom without crashing. It sounds like it's got that found friend family element to it. Yes. It's got the trio. It's also got like that paranormal supernatural element as well that I really, really enjoy. So yeah, I've loaned it out, and by the time this episode actually releases, I will have read it, but at this point I haven't had a chance yet.
It's fine.
What do you got?
Okay. I have not read these. I have picked them up and flipped through them several times at the library and grabbed them off the shelf for so many kids because they love this series so much. It's called Investigators by John Patrick Green.
I have them all. They're my son's. He freaking adores them. And John Patrick Green was in the Northeast this week, but we didn't get a chance to go through because
my gosh,
it was on a school day and we couldn't have gotten through in time. These books are fantastic. They're really, really good. And so is the spin-off series as Agents of Soot.
Okay. Mango and Brash are the investigators, sewer-loving agents of Soot, special undercover investigation teams, and scourge of supervillains everywhere. With their very exciting spy technology vest and their tried and true toilet-based travel techniques, the investigators are undercover and on the case. And on their first mission together, they have not one but two mysteries to solve. Can Mango and Brash uncover the clues, crack their cases, and corral the crooks? Or will the criminals wriggle out of their grasp?
They're excellent. They're the type of... When my son reads them, he comes up to me and goes, "Mammy, read this panel. No, now you've got to read this one. No, now you've got to read this page." So they are excellent. They are excellent books. Oh, I love comics. Do we have any new and indie spotlights?
Yes.
Fine week.
Yes, we do. This one comes out in October, and it's called Bog Myrtle by Sid Sharp. Two sisters, one stubbornly cheerful, Beatrice, and one relentlessly grumpy, Magnolia, live in a drafty old house with a family of helpful spiders. When Beatrice is gifted magic yarn from a giant forest spider obsessed with sustainability named Bog Myrtle, she and the spiders set to work knitting up a perfectly warm sweater. But greedy Magnolia sees only the opportunity for profit and quickly converts the old house into a magic sweater factory. The exhausted spiders are driven to strike, and Bog Myrtle is not pleased.
That sounds really good. Comes out October.
Nice. Yes. Okay, so that's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Foxglove by Adeline Grace. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok and YouTube at Fictional Hangover. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.